Hello everyone, Keza here today, bringing you the Burst of Fire. This is an epic dungeon event, one of 8 that will go through a cycle. These are new to Ultima Online Renaissance, and I'll just be showing you some gameplay of what to expect in these. This one, of course, is in Fire Dungeon. To activate these, players just have to donate enough copper and peck meat, and then it will activate them on a weekend for 48 hours. And this one in Fire Dungeon just became active recently. You can see here that there are quite a few custom monsters in these dungeons. Fire Dungeon, of course, does not normally have a lot of these undead you're seeing here. These monsters are going to be more difficult than the default monsters you'll find in the dungeons. In addition to there just being a lot more monsters in the dungeon. A lot of the monsters you can find in the epic dungeons are going to look, act, and feel just like a stronger version of the monsters that you'd already find there, such as the Grim Lich or the Toxic Carcass or some of these other undeads. You'll find them here in Fire, and you'll of course also find them when there's other epic dungeons that have undead as well. And as you might expect, because there's all this awesome stuff in the dungeons now, there's also going to be a lot of PKs running through. I had to deal with my fair share just when I jumped in here. You know, you fight them, you win some, you lose some. I thought it was pretty hilarious that I was actually able to use the trap them with the Ostards trick. That doesn't usually work, but hey, if you can get them with your tames, go for it. Moving right along, you'll also notice that some monsters take full damage from your tames and go down very quickly, and then other monsters will take very reduced damage. Because the events are only 48 hours, I would recommend sweeping through the dungeon to start with. Try a bunch of the different monsters with whatever build you plan to use there, and then just figure out what works best for you to fight. If you really want to kill one specific type of monster, taking a tamer might not be the solution, because as you can see here, well, once I get onto the target of the Ash Cloud, some things just don't take much damage from tames at all. These Ostards that can normally hit for up to 34 are only going to be hitting this Ash Cloud for like 8s and 10s, I believe. While you're fighting these event monsters, you might notice some cool new animations and special moves they're using. This Ash Cloud just threw a attack at one of my Ostards. I'm not sure how much it hit it for, but some of the attacks that they use can hit your tames for up to 100. But to keep things balanced, those attacks will only hit a player for up to 50 to 55 damage, I believe. It's a balancing thing that was actually built in before the event started, so you don't have to worry about that, but yeah, your tames might get hit very hard by some of these monsters. Even the default attacks on some bosses might be hitting dragons and stuff for over 100 damage, whereas players are only going to take a maximum of about 50 damage from any given hit. So using Dexers, I've seen, has been very successful. There's even been some bosses where it was almost primarily combated by Dexers. I'm not going to show this whole fight here with the bears against the fire elemental boss. It was a very long one. It has about 3k hit points, and the bears do very reduced damage, just like all other tames do to this boss. My katana worked just fine against it, but yeah, this is an example of one of the things that is able to hit your tames for very high damage, and you can't hit it very hard. So yeah, I think this was like a 5-minute fight, but I did end up getting a trophy at the end of it. You'll find those every now and then. It can be pretty much any event monster, bosses, minions, all the stuff in between, and of course the super bosses that are typically going to be dragons of some type. You'll find those every now and then. Those will have the higher level event statues on them. There's also going to be some rares to find here and there. I'm not going to give away any hints as to what those might be, but yeah, just be out there, kill stuff, look for things, and you'll find something. But that is all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this intro to the Burst of Fire and to Epic Dungeons overall. There will be more fun to come. Collect that copper and peck meat. There's the contribution chest in the event center. So hopefully I get to see you guys around in-game sometime. Later.